Hey guys, it's Phantom of Darkness here, and you're probably wondering what this video is all about. First of all, if you can read the title, obviously it's not your prototypical video. Sometimes I'll sit down and have these chats with you, although it's been a while since I've actually got into actually discussing things with you as a whole. But at the time of recording this, I'm actually thinking about my trip to England right now. You guys won't hear from this video until probably mid-October, and that's actually when it'll be my 4 years on YouTube. And I wanted to take a moment to actually reflect on that because I think it's really, really important. And I think I just want to have a little conversation where I sit down and talk with you guys. Just kind of reflect, obviously, upon my 4 years on YouTube. Maybe talk about my struggles. Maybe talk about like things that really brought us together over this period of time. I don't really know what to say other than that, so I'll try to actually be as coherent as possible so I can actually get you guys a good understanding of where I am at currently and mentally. And if you guys enjoy this type of video, go ahead and listen to it. I'm sorry that I can't give you like any sort of narration video at the moment since I'm on vacation right now, and I'm trying to give you guys some kind of redeeming video so you guys can actually hear my voice if you enjoy hearing my torturous voice at times. But without the self-deprecation, I'll just get into what I want to say, and you guys can chime in at the end of the video, leave your thoughts, your favorite memory of this channel, for example, and all that in this. But first of all, let's just get into it because, I think it's really important to have this discussion with you guys because I want you guys to know that I exist, that I'm a human being, and that I acknowledge you guys first and foremost because you guys have been the foundation of the channel. This channel can't exist without you guys, and I know that all sounds like, it just sounds, kind of, cliche to say because obviously you guys, you hear that kind of stuff on this platform quite a bit, but I wanted to really express my gratitude and thanks that I'm truly humbled that I've acquired over 20,000 subscribers. I'm almost at 22K, and I hope by the time this video is released, it's at 22K. And first of all, I wanted to acknowledge something that's way more important than just a number, just the stats. And even though I've built like a pretty humble channel, a pretty modest channel where I can actually share my thoughts and you guys can be responsive and we're a tight-knit community, I didn't want to get away from the fact that you guys mean so much to me and that you guys represent more than just a number, as I said. Everybody has a special place on this channel and you guys mean so much to me. And I'm going to, emphasize that as much as possible because I think that's really important because we're more than just people. We're more than just a stat on, on the internet. We make up human beings who have a desire to actually connect with one another and actually create a bond with each other. And I think that's a very special thing. And I think I can never take that for granted because this has been such a difficult ride just getting up to this point. And I think about all the times I've struggled in the past with this channel and eventually made it to where you guys are consistently like coming in and supporting my efforts. And it's not just my effort personally. All I do is actually get the stories out to you guys, but it's your job to actually share the content and actually make sure it's spread around so everybody gets a taste of this channel. But really, I think I just can't believe that I've made it this far to be standing here today metaphorically and just be able to actually produce content to you guys 4 years later. And I remember when I was actually having the vision of this channel way back in 2015, October. At the time, the YouTube platform was an entirely different beast than it is today. Of course, back then, you didn't have to deal with the family-friendly content issues that you struggle with today. Of course, demonetizations and, censorship as a whole. That was actually a really great period for YouTubers because you could actually make a lot more money. And I'm telling you right now, horror content creators, contrary to popular belief, they don't make a lot of money at all. In fact, I can tell you right now that most channels probably don't even crack a decent minimum wage salary that's equivalent in the US. So before you guys like assume and make assumptions about the state of horror channels, the state of YouTubers, we don't make a lot of money, and that's mostly due in part to the fact that there's censorship on this platform, that horror channel content doesn't really get promoted and pushed out into the algorithm as much as it used to. And I've seen the full transformation of this. I've seen so many channels come before my time and actually die and actually not succeed. I've seen demonetizations of entire YouTube channels, which happened last year. And I've just seen the entire state of YouTube turn into something that we didn't want to see in the first place. And of course, this video is not going to be pushed into the algorithm based on my personal opinions, based on my brutal honesty, but the platform is almost kind of on life support in a way, because if you have real dreams and ambitions of actually using your creative intellect and your creative ingenuity and creating something really amazing for this platform to entertain everybody, or just to inform people, or just to create a channel that's distinctly you, you might not even get paid for it adequately. You won't be compensated fairly. And that's the way Google and YouTube operates these days, because a lot of times when you want to be your own independent channel and you want to branch out and create something completely different that stands apart from anything else, you have to actually kind of cross the threshold of what it means to be family friendly. You have to do something that's kind of crazy. You have to kind of go beyond your means of actually the little box that you place yourself in, and step outside your comfort zone and actually go and reach for something incredible. But YouTube doesn't reward that kind of behavior anymore, and it's sad because they monitor every single thing we do. Everything we say is on surveillance, and if you're getting paid, you're going to actually have to deal with, oh, should I say something like this, or should I put this image in my videos? Should I not curse too much? Because censorship is really dragging this platform down, and it's one of the things that I really hate, because you can't actually be yourself fully unless, of course, you strip everything down entirely and just become a shell of your former self. Anywho, I know I'm rambling on and I'm actually talking about an entirely different subject, but YouTube and YouTuber censorship and all this family-friendly nonsense and, demonetization issues is really near and dear to my heart, because I really want this platform to succeed the way it should, and I really want people to actually be as creative as possible and not fear actually being able to upload content that's true to their own character. And that's one of the biggest things that I'm actually really proud of, at least when it comes to my channel, is I got to maintain that sense of creativity and that sense of self, and actually put my stamp on every single video while relatively playing by YouTube standards of family-friendly content. And what I love about this channel so much is it has that creepiness factor. It definitely has that sense of community and unity, and just being able to come together and actually enjoy a story or two and talk about it in the comment section below. That is really the foundation of the channel, the fact that we can actually create a community together and create something really monumentally entertaining, and just create a distraction from the difficulties of the world and the difficulties of the reality. Like, when I record stories for you guys, I'm actually in a different universe. I'm in a different dimension almost, and I'm just in my own element, and I'm really enjoying what I put out to you guys. I'm really enjoying the content. The stories are always really entertaining for me, and it warms my heart to know that you guys are very receptive of it yourself, and you guys really take kindly to the stories that I'm actually reading you guys. And I can wholeheartedly, genuinely say that I feel like I overachieved on this platform. It feels really weird and surreal almost that I create content for you guys that you enjoy, and you're always willing to listen to me and even if my videos are not always up to par with my other videos that I do sometimes. I mean, not every video is going to be a banger. Not every video is going to be like completely amazing in quality. And I set myself to a high standard. And sometimes I'm a perfectionist and I can get really hard on myself and be really ultra critical of what I'm doing. But sometimes it's good for myself to actually ease off the pedal and the ignition a little bit and just let it sit there and just enjoy the moment for what it is. Because if you get locked inside your head and you can't actually get out of it and you're internalizing everything, you've now become a victim of your own mental slavery. And what I mean by that is when you're always critical of yourself and when you're thinking so negatively of yourself and you don't have anything positive to say, if you think that one sentence is off, for example, when I'm reading the stories and I have to re-record 5,000 times, it can really ruin your rhythm and enjoyment of the entire process of recording and narrating stories. And you kind of lose your sense of purpose when you're doing it because you can't really focus anymore. And everything just sounds bad to you. And you just don't feel like what you're putting out is 100% good. And you always want to deliver your best experience. You want to be the best version of yourself. So when you're constantly hard on yourself and you constantly beat yourself down for all the little things that really in the long run won't be noticeable by the people who are watching your content, that can really be a damaging psychological effect of the recording process and just enjoying your channel and actually preventing yourself from actually living in the moment. And I think that's true of any situation you're in, no matter what aspect of your life you're living, no matter what you're doing in life, no matter what you're doing currently. It all comes down to what is your purpose and what makes you truly, genuinely happy. If something is making you mentally suffer and you're not truly enjoying what you're doing, then you really have to reevaluate your life and say, hey, I think I need to make some changes because it's not good for my mental health. We only have a certain amount of years on our lives, and we can't waste them away by these really draining and exhausting thoughts that really limit us as human beings. It's just not, it's not a good life to live by. And you see a lot of people who get into situations where they do things almost for the love of profitability or money, but there's also that drawback of knowing that it's going to be incredibly stressful. You're not going to get as much fulfillment out of it as you would, say, something that maybe doesn't pay as much, but gives you the satisfaction of knowing you made a difference in someone's lives. And of course, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with actually loving money and using that money to do amazing things and help people out and being active in your community and being involved. And I think that's the key. If you do have a position in which you have a lot of power and you possess a lot of uh, power to do great things in this world, use it for good and use it to actually do something that will actually impact the lives of many. Um, but at the same time, it is your money. You can do whatever you want. And I don't think necessarily it's a bad thing to actually uh, be able to want to be rich or want to have these huge dreams of financial wellness because, of course, having a roof over your head is really important. You want to be able to feed yourself. You want to be comfortable. And that's also kind of the way you live your life. If you want to live a good life, sometimes you have to make a little bit more money. But I think there's a lot more than just making money in this world. There's more to actually life than just a piece of paper. And a piece of paper can do a lot of damage in someone's life if it's used improperly. And I think it's really important to actually build a relationship with people and actually build a camaraderie. And it's important to build a camaraderie with people as well and build a solid relationship with people because, like I said, I use this platform to actually talk to you guys. This is not just a stat building machine where I try to get as much money as possible, even though I don't even make any money from this channel, to be honest with you, as I stated earlier about the whole censorship and YouTube thing. But my goal is to actually give you something positive, a positive experience, and feel like I'm your friend. I'm someone you can rely on and be someone you can actually come to when you're not feeling very well. And I've always wanted to help people in that way. I've always wanted to make people feel good about themselves. I always wanted to send positive energy their way so that when they get these videos, they can actually feel more of a connection to it. And I think there's nothing more important and more valuable than having someone you feel like you can come to for comfort and guidance and just anything. And I know I sound narcissistic and I think I'm changing our lives rapidly and I'm trying to make a difference. I do want to make a difference, but I'm not delusional in thinking that like I'm not like God or anything. Like I'm just a guy who sits, at home recording stories for you guys. And I don't think it's really that much special other than the fact that I get to bring people together in a way that, previously, years ago, before this platform ever existed, before technology was this advanced, um, that wasn't even really possible. With the advent of social media, now you can get replies, you can talk to people around the globe instantly, and you can create new friendship, form bonds that you never thought would ever happen before the advent of the internet and all these things. So it's just mind blowing to me that there's so many people that can come to my channel and view it. And I can actually reach out to people and talk to them, and we can actually have a discussion about stories that for a little bit can take our mind and pressures off of the world and the difficulties surrounding human beings and the struggles that we deal with on a consistent basis because we aren't perfect human beings. We struggle with a lot. If anybody says that they're perfect, they're lying, obviously, because you can't build a perfect human being. Nobody has it all together. If someone is really good at something, they're struggling with another part of their life and they need help achieving success in that specific area that they're struggling. Nobody is perfect at anything. And that's just the way life works, and that's the beautiful thing about people. We sometimes get so wrapped up in trying to become successful and trying to be the best version of ourselves in different ways except building our character, which is something that's really detrimental. Being a good person is really important. Setting the foundation of actually being a proper polite person who's there to lift other people up and not trample them down, try to get to the top. That's what I think is the purpose of life. And that's what I think is really important. We're only going to have so many days of our lives to enjoy. This life goes by in a heartbeat. You look at the clock and suddenly it's 20 years later. You wake up and it's, you turn from 20 to 40 in a heartbeat. Like these things are just so fleeting. And life is not worth fighting all the time. Life is not worth just focusing on success and material things constantly. It's about living in the present moment, being really appreciative of where you are and not looking too far ahead or you can lose yourself in the moment and just really enjoying what you have. And that doesn't mean you don't need working hard is pointless. Of course you need to work hard towards your goals and really apply yourself and do what you need to do to succeed in this life. But it's so important to be present for people in the moment and not get too far ahead of yourself and focus too much on materialistic possessions or materialism in general. It's about if someone is struggling mentally or if someone's having problems and you really want to actually do something about it, just listen to them. You don't have to be Jesus or anything. You don't have to be a God. You don't have to be their lifesaver or anything, but take a moment to actually be invested in their life and really listen to what they have to say and really have a chance to actually be present for them. A lot of people hear, but they're not listening. A lot of people talk, but they only talk to reach the end of the sentence. Make sure your words have purpose, make sure they have value to them, and don't actually create conversations that are not worth your time, quite honestly, because always say what you feel and always be honest and genuine to yourself. That's what matters most. And I think this applies to my channel because I want to be the true, authentic version of myself to you guys, as I always want to be. I want to actually give you guys a chance to feel like the creator is close to you and there's no barrier and you guys can actually feel like you're not alone in this world if you're struggling. I want to be there for you in a way. I know it sounds weird, but To me, it definitely doesn't sound weird because I'm always a person who's very compassionate. I'm a loving person, to be honest. I'm a very emotional person at times. I get sentimental, I get deep, and I just feel like everybody needs a friend. And I'll say this right now: if you feel like you don't have any friends, if you feel like this world is just really against you, and you feel like you're struggling, and everything that you've ever had in your life just seems to wither away and die, I just want to let you know that you're not alone. There are people who care about you. Don't think that nobody cares about you, because they do. And if you feel like there isn't anybody present in your life, just remember, this life is difficult, but you can get through it. You can succeed. Just hold on and don't ever give up. That's, and when I think of my channel, I think of perseverance. I could have gave up. I could have just threw in the towel and said, you know what, this is just not worth it. And there are times where I've reached that part where I'm like, I'm not getting anywhere with this. But then I remember my purpose, and that is to actually give you guys something worthwhile, so that you guys have a sense of escapism and actually can go away from your hectic life schedule and just deal with something that actually means the most to you at the moment. And that's just, getting immersed in scary stories. As weird as that is, we talk a lot about death, we talk a lot about the afterlife and everything, but that's the thing. It's like, in a weird way, it kind of brings us closer together. It kind of makes us appreciate life more. I know, reading all these ghost stories and reading about people who've departed this realm of existence and have already left us, it makes me really appreciate life sometimes. And it makes me really value the present moment and being there for people, because we're not going to be here forever. And you really, really need to decide what's the most important aspect of your life. If there's someone in your life that you've been ignoring and you've not been the best with, you've not been paying attention to, give that person a call, text them, let them know that you're there if they're struggling. If you feel like you're really scared of doing something that will actually improve your life and change for the better, adapt. Understand that everybody's scared. Everything is terrifying. The world is a very scary place at times. But you'll understand that once you conquer your demons and actually adequately manage your anxiety, you can actually do things that you never thought you were capable of doing. And that builds confidence and makes you a happier person in time. Um, it's so liberating to actually have a moment where you think you couldn't do something, and then you actually conquer it. You visualize it in your head and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I never thought this channel would ever reach the numbers that it did. I believe in myself. I visualized it in the future. I didn't put a timetable on that because I learned quickly that if I did that, I would be disappointed. But the thing is, if you guys want to succeed at anything in life, you have to think about what kind of purpose do I have, and you have to really put all your best effort through and really just get over the anxiety, get over the fears, because like I said, you got to take risks. Life is so short. It's not worth standing idle. You have to knock the door down. You can't wait for the door of opportunity to open by itself. Nobody does that. Nobody who succeeds does that. You have to be willing yourself to it and just keep going. It's going to be a struggle a lot of times, but the mountaintop will be there. I promise you that. You just have to have a good mentality and a good attitude about that. But you can't do that if you don't take the risk. And it doesn't matter what age, what stage of your life you're at. If you're 18 or if you're 45, if you have a goal, if you have something that you want to do really badly, go out and do it, because life, I said, is so fleeting. And no matter what, you can't just expect that one day it will happen. You have to make sure you do it now, in the moment, live in the moment, appreciate it, and give yourself some kind of credit. Let yourself be successful for something that you accomplished that you never thought you would. A lot of people don't want to feel success. They don't want to feel happy about what they did. Like, I'm a person who's a victim of that myself. Like, sometimes I don't really take the moment to really establish the feelings that I have for this channel and actually acknowledge them and say, hey, I did pretty good for myself considering all things. I persevered through a lot, and my channel may not be the biggest in the world, but it's the way I want it to be, and you guys are really, really receptive of it, and you guys love it the way it is, and I couldn't be more thrilled because I've created a community that you guys can be proud of, and a lot of people on this channel are very, very kind, and you guys have almost the same mentality of me. I think the reason why I guess you guys are attracted to me is because we kind of think on the same level. Like the people who subscribe to certain channels, I feel like their personality is very similar sometimes to the creator themselves or the creator that they see portrayed on the YouTube channel. Like I feel like there's a connection, and those values that you have with certain personalities on YouTube, you kind of subscribe to their ideals. And I think that's how I feel with you guys. Like, I feel like you guys are almost like me in a way. Like, that's why you guys always kind of enjoy the stupid outros that I do, or you enjoy the stories, because we're all enjoying the same thing. We all have this big burning passion of stories, and you can just hear the excitement in my voice. Like, it just, like, I know there's people who are enjoying this, and I know there are people that really, really take a vested interest in these stories, and the fact that you guys enjoy it makes me happy because I get fulfillment out of that. Even if I'm stuttering, even if I'm slurring, at least I'm getting the message across. So, yeah, guys, when I think of just the whole entire duration of my YouTube channel as a whole, when I think about what you guys have truly given me, when I think about all the years that have come by, and then when I think about just everything, when everything just comes full circle, I'm just like, wow. Like, no, I'm not the biggest channel. No, I'm not the richest channel. Obviously, I don't even make that much money. I'm poor. Contrary to popular belief, I don't make money at all on YouTube, really, for the most part. This is a labor of love. But most importantly, I'm just really, really glad that I'm still here, 4 years in the making, and I'm still continuously doing these videos, and I'm uploading them to my heart's content. And I'm actually connecting with you guys, which is the most important thing. I'm helping you guys, and you're helping me. This is cathartic for me. I get to get away from reality, like I said, and I really get to escape my depression sometimes, and really enjoy uh, embracing this community and this culture that I've created on the internet, which is so weird to me because, like I said, this is a new thing. This whole social media craze, this whole internet stuff, it's new. And we're in the information age, and we have the ability to impact so many lives, and we have great power with that. And with power comes great responsibility. I don't know who said that. Maybe it's a Spider-Man quote. Who knows? But it's just it's mind-blowing to me. And what I want to do with this channel is not just make it a narration channel, but I want to make it a human being channel. If that makes any sense at all, I want it to be just more than a narration channel. I want it to be sharing our passions, sharing what we love to do with one another, and just enjoying it, and just being happy, create happiness for ourselves and for one another. That's what it's about. Peace, serenity, friendship, bonding, being a family, and being able to count on us and each other in forming long-lasting bonds and relationships, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I sound crazy. Maybe I sound like a weirdo. Maybe I'm just way over my head and I don't even know the whole point of YouTube. But, that's the whole point of YouTube. You decide what you want to do with this platform. People can give you suggestions. People will tell you objectively that something is the way it is when it's not objective at all. It's subjective. We live in a very subjective world, and every choice that we make is our personal decisions. We are not, nothing is set in stone. Like, we are not preordained to a certain activity. We are not meant to do certain activities just because someone else tells us to do something. We don't follow the stereotypical way or the prototypical way of doing things. We shouldn't always follow the typical route that everyone else is following, because if you do that, you lose individuality, you lose yourself, you become less of yourself, and you can't really stand out and be the best person that you want to be. So, after all this reflection, after all this thinking, Sometimes I can overthink and just be totally inside my head and kind of get down on myself. One thing is for sure is that I've created something that's, no matter what, it'll live on in the past as a memory no matter what. So years down the road, I can be happy knowing no matter what I did on this platform, I did it to serve people and to actually serve myself, to actually give someone something when they didn't feel particularly good, when they didn't feel the best, or when they wanted something that was fulfilling for them. They came to this channel to actually get something positive out of that. And that's what I'm going to always embrace. And so I'm sitting here in October. Obviously, it's September while I'm recording this, as I said, and I'm thinking about what is the future? What does my life have in store for me moving forward? Well, I'm going to be creating content on this platform as long as I live. I don't want to stop doing this at all. I'm definitely not going to. Um, Only death can stop me, to be honest. uh, but I really want to just engage with you guys, like hear from you all the time, and just know that you're still here, and just kind of like enjoy this ride with me, enjoy this journey. So it doesn't matter to me ultimately how many subscribers I earn. I want the subscribers that subscribe to my channel to actually be active and actually engage and just be present, just like I'm being present for you guys. That's all I want. Like, and subscribers represent more than just a number. You guys are more than just a stat. Like I said, you guys represent so much more. You guys are real people with real emotions, real humans, and you guys just want a good experience. Maybe you want even more than that, but that's the bottom line. Is like when I think about that, when I think about the entire duration of my channel, and I just think of everything that's happened in the past, just knowing where I got to this point, what I had to do to even get to this point. Every moment is a step forward, and I've progressed, I've changed. I'm a completely different person now than I was before in 2015 when I started this channel. I mean, I'm still the same person, theoretically. My personality has always been the same. I've never, strayed too far from my own character, but I have developed, I've grown, I've gained a little bit of more knowledge, but I don't know everything because even when I'm getting older, I notice that I'm still ignorant and I'm still trying to figure out life. I'm still trying to be successful in my own mind, and I feel like I am successful. And it's hard to sometimes admit that to myself. And I think that's another important point that I got to make to you guys too, is like, if you feel like you're unsuccessful and you're trying so hard with any kind of life experience you're having, don't think you're not, because you are. You are successful. You have to just think about what success means to you. To me, success means actually being able to have people who enjoy my work, who get some kind of a fulfillment out of my work and feel like that they can really, really appreciate what I do. Success means that you guys are actually engaging and want to come to me and create this community that I've established for you and everybody. And success means that you guys are responsive and you guys are actually commenting on the channel. And of course, yeah, success also means like making a little bit of money, but that's all secondary, like I said. But the stuff that I just mentioned, that's more important than that. But I just can't believe like all the friendships, the collaborators that I've had on my channel, uh, all the people that I've met through YouTube. I just can't believe that my life has gotten to this point where I actually, made something of myself in a way. So all in all, I just wanted to wrap this up. I know it's over 30 minutes. I know I've done like a lot for this video and I've said a lot, and there's a lot of things that I just kind of untied and kind of discussed with you, but that was the point of this Rambly series. And especially since it's been 4 years and it's the anniversary, October 16th, I think, is when I uploaded my first video ever. I think it's appropriate to actually address you guys and actually speak to you, because my very first video, I actually talked to you and I rambled, and I think it's so fitting that I continue this on my anniversary. And Halloween is my favorite month, holiday. Unofficial holiday, can't talk. Apparently, I'm so ignorant that I think Halloween's a month, but to me, it's every day. But anyway, it's just, yeah, it's been a great 4 years. You guys have given me so much, and even though, I've been through some struggles, especially on this platform, even though I'm not the biggest channel in the world, even though I've, I still have so much to learn. I still have many goals to reach on this platform. You guys are here for me and you guys are supporting me. I remember back then when I first started, I would hardly get even a comment. And when I got a comment, I was very, very happy. And of course, back then you could actually monetize immediately. I was making 2 cents. So compared to 2015, making 2 cents to making, a little bit more, which is still not even that much at all. It's still a tremendous jump, and I hope one day I can make a career out of this and actually do this for you guys full time. That would be awesome. It doesn't matter if it takes me 20 years, I'll still do it for you guys. But no, it's been great. And if you guys have gotten all the way to the end of this video, I salute you. And just leave a keyword down there. We'll use the word, we'll just how about hugs? And remember, the whole point of this video is just to reflect on my 4-year presence on this platform and just let you guys know that no matter what you're going through, this channel will always remain a viable source for you guys to actually get lost in and escape from reality. And no matter what, just enjoy your life, even if it means just listening to scary stories. I'll always be here for you guys to upload content unless, something tragic happens, which I hope doesn't. But the bottom line is, I care about you guys, and I know that sounds weird, but never met you guys, but maybe one day I'll do a meet and greet and I can actually meet you. But really, I wanted to say I love you guys and thank you for the 4 incredible years that you've given me on this platform. And I hope that you guys can continue to support me. And I hope that my channel doesn't die. And I hope, most importantly, that you guys are getting fulfillment out of this channel. And I hope that you guys are having a good day. So in the comment section below, let me know how you're feeling. Like, what's your favorite memory of this channel? Even if that sounds weird, what's the most exciting thing that you love about this channel? What do you love? What do you want to see more of? And let me know what stands out to you about this channel that makes it different from any other channel, why you like it so much. Because I like to be very personal. I think I'm one of the rare narrators, I guess, that actually tells you guys what's going on in my life sometimes and actually gives you these videos. If you're focused on something and you feel like you're not getting anywhere, don't ever give up. Do not stop. Keep going. Forget the naysayers. Forget the people who are going to be skeptical of what you're doing, because anything that's hard to gain, anything that people doubt, are putting their insecurities on you, and you don't want that kind of negativity. Cut it out. Don't say that you'll never become what they tell you you won't become, because you can become anything you want. I know that sounds naive. I know that sounds kind of weird to say almost, but it's true. You listen to yourself and you listen if it's good for you, if you love it, you keep pursuing that and you don't give up. That's the bottom line. And I just wanted to sign off with those thoughts because that's really important. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a great Halloween, and I hope everything that you've ever wanted on this earth comes true. And if one of those things doesn't come true, just know that you're not a failure and you will succeed no matter what. Love you guys, and let's keep going with this channel. Let's end the year special, and let's start 2020, a new decade, with full ambitions and full a sense of urgency to make the world a better place, in a sense. And you can do it with just one person, and that starts with you in the mirror and looking at yourself and saying, yeah, I do make a difference. So guys, give it up for yourself. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.